A wise old man once said, "Be careful what you wish for, because it might come true, and it may not be the way you intended it." So my wish was that I could go to the local video store today and rent Wishmaster. I'm Kevin Porter, and you're watching Video Rental Chaos. Wishmaster is a 1997 horror film produced by Wes Craven. Taking a bit of new and mixing it with old, Wishmaster is a masterpiece in horror. I bet you're wishing right now that I would just jump right on into Wishmaster. We open with the making of a fire opal that will be used to contain what is called the Jinn. If a person wakes the Jinn, they will receive 3 wishes. But you have to be careful, because on the 3rd wish, the Jinn is then able to set free the demons, as they will then devour our earth and rule us all. Why don't you just ask the Persian emperor? Zoroaster, the sorcerer who created the fire opal, lets the emperor know that if he makes that 3rd wish, they're all fucked. Before you know it, Zoroaster is able to trap the Jinn for what they will hope will be forever. Flash forward to 1997, set in the United States. We are on the deck as Raymond Beaumont is watching closely as a giant crate is being lowered. You gotta love drunk people on the job, as the crane operator, Mickey Torelli, drunkenly drops the crate and it crashes to the ground, killing Beaumont's assistant, Ed Finley. We see the opal as one of the dock workers pockets it in order to try and pawn the thing off for a quick buck later. The owner of the pawn shop makes his way to Regal Auctioneers. The owner of the company, Nick Merritt, examines the opal and sees dollar signs instantly. We are introduced to Alex Amberson and her best friend Josh Aikman. Josh is trying to convince Alex to go out with him to a dinner and a movie, but she will only settle for a hot dog and a ball game. Once back at the office, Nick gives instructions to Alex Amberson to take a look at the opal to find out what the origin, and most importantly, what the worth of this bad boy is. Alex takes the opal to Josh for further examination. Apparently, in between her job and tennis matches, Alex makes time to coach a local girls' basketball team. Josh begins his research of the opal. Modern day technology seems to be the key as the Jinn is released back onto our planet. Alex, now having a connection to the monster, sees the explosion play out in her mind. We see a baby Jinn needing to gain power to build its body. She makes her way to the science lab to discover the gruesome scene. We get a pretty awesome scene with Buck Flowers and Reggie Bannister from Phantasm fame. This scene is just a fun one. After Buck Flowers is turned away from the pharmacy, he meets the Jinn in the back alley. He wishes for Reggie to die a horrible death due to cancer. Well, your wish is granted, Buck, as the Jinn riddles the body of Reggie and he instantly dies. Buck Flowers is freaking out and throws down his cigarette while the Jinn picks it up and mutters off some pretty awesome dialogue. Alex and her sister Shannon are in her apartment trying to cope with the day's events of losing Josh. Alex sets off to find out more about this opal. He is able to give her the information about Raymond Beaumont. We see the Jinn entering the school campus as Daddy needs a new face. He is able to break down what the statue was, but wants her to get in connection with Wendy Darliff, as the Jinn made his way into a medical room, and while in the process of claiming his new face, is confronted by a local student. He tells the boy that he doesn't want to see this and lures him into wishing this. Instantly, his eyes are sewed shut as the Jinn assumes the identity of Nathaniel Demarest. Alex tracks down Wendy on campus. Wendy is able to give her the history of the opal and the Jinn, as this ain't no Disney fairy tale. While she is with Wendy, Nathaniel, who is at the local JCPenney hanging out with one of the clerks, this chick is smitten. She then fumbles her way into a wish that she wants to be beautiful forever. Your wish is my command. The Djinn then pays a visit to the lieutenant in order to obtain the information he so needs about Alex. Once again, he is able to lure the cop into making a wish. All of a sudden, the criminal is able to steal a gun and begins to 187 these motherfucking cops. Alex all while begins to immerse herself into the history of the Djinn. Now having Alex's business card, the Djinn shows up after hours and is met by a security guard who at first makes the right wish for the Djinn just to leave. But he's then duped into a second wish where he would love to see him go through himself. Add some 90s CGI and kaboom! The security officer is dead. Once on the inside, the Djinn meets with Nick, whom he shows his powers to and grants him the wish of $1 million. By blowing up a plane with his mom on it. Once at the court, we see the Djinn was able to get the information from Nick. He sweet talks himself into using Shannon's cell phone to gain the last number that Alex had called. The Djinn shows up to Wendy's apartment and it claims that which is owed shall be given. All of a sudden, all the souls of the people who were granted wishes convulse and are now the rightful property of the Djinn. Alex, now needing more help than ever, goes to Wendy's apartment and is met by her. The conversation is a bit odd as Wendy keeps asking Alex what she can do for her. It's then shown that Wendy is dead as the Djinn took her face as well. Now, being confronted one-on-one, the Djinn gives her one free wish. She tries to kill the Djinn by asking it to blow its brains out. Well, it just doesn't work like that. Alex makes her first wish and she wants to know who is the Djinn. She is then transported to the Opal and is terrorized by some hellhound. Then is forced to use her second wish in order to get back to her apartment. Once back, she receives a call immediately from the Djinn, letting her know he just needs one more wish to take over the world. She reads the note that Shannon has left for Beaumont's party. She races through traffic all while being chased by the Djinn. She arrives at the party and asks that Johnny fucking Valentine save the day. Well, Johnny fucking Valentine fucked up and asks to escape from his daily life. Houdini did it in 2 minutes. Johnny Valentine? Not so much. Once inside the party, Alex tracks down Shannon in order to get her the hell out of there. She then sees Beaumont talking to the Djinn. He is able to get Beaumont to wish for an unforgettable party. Soon, people are dying all around in weird, torturous ways. Beaumont pukes up some gnarly monster and is dead on sight. It comes down to the Djinn trapping Shannon in a painting while being burned alive as he wants to force Alex into using her third wish. While in the heat of the moment, Alex is able to wish for Tortelli to not be drunk the day the statue crashed on the dock. The Djinn grants the wish but realizes quick that this means he's being forced back into the Opal and is trapped for the foreseeable future. We get a scene back at the dock showing a non-drunk Tortelli successfully unloading the statue for a happy Beaumont. Everyone is alive again. Alex, knowing what had occurred, is now in love with Josh and wants to take him up on that dinner and a movie. But he feels the hot dog in the ball game might be what the doctor ordered. Now being placed in Beaumont's collection, the Djinn sits patiently on his evil throne, waiting for the day that he will be able to rule this world. Cause hey, it only takes 3 wishes. Wishmaster is a movie that I discovered in the early 2000s as Artisan had released this and the second film on a double DVD disc. Looking back on it with fresh eyes in 2024, this movie stands the test of time. This really is an ode to old horror films from the past. Think about it. You get Wes Craven producing this movie. The score is by the legendary Harry Manfredini. You have Robert Englund, Kane Hodder, Tony Todd, Buck Flowers, plus Reggie Bannister, all making appearances. What is not to love about this film? You get a wonderful blend of practical effects on top of the emerging CGI effects. Lots of fans feel that CGI is way overdone these days. I definitely agree with that. Wishmaster is what I wish we could see in more modern era movies. Wishmaster rocks, and I hope you have the time to watch this film. as it's an easy find online. So, until next time, I'll see you at the video store.